Hey everybody, welcome to Vone Vlog 35. That's right, I've been doing this for 35 weeks straight, live from Portugal at first when I was back there over Christmas, and now here from the base in London. You're also in Studio B of Radio Vone. This is where I broadcast a radio show on radiovone.com every week as well. More on that later. Welcome to everybody who is watching live with us right now. Rebecca, thank you so much for tuning in. And got my family. Hello to my grandpa. He's live on Twitch. Can you imagine? That's so cool. A grandpa on Twitch. Great to have you guys here. Thank you so much. Today we're going to talk about part 2 of the story behind I Love You Best. Now, what is I Love You Best? I hear you guys ask. It is The Vone's new single, which is out this Friday, the 9th of April. Now, what is The Vone? The Vone is an epic rock band responsible for big riffs and epic melodies. I'm the lead singer of The Vone. We're based in London here in the UK, and we're releasing an album this year. We turned 5 years old as a band this year, and to celebrate that, we're releasing the album, and this is the first single from the album. This also happens to be our debut album, so this is quite a milestone from us. The first single from our first album. So I'm very excited to share with you guys. This is the artwork for the new single, I Love You Best. Fun story about the artwork. There was lots of different options for the artwork. There was a really colorful one. There was one with loads of huge, big lyrics, big lines, like the title of the song was quite big. And our patrons consistently voted for this artwork over and over and over again. Now, I've been running Facebook ads using the different versions of the artworks to see which one leads to the best possible Facebook ad. Funny enough, this one has won. So I did an ABC test over the past 2 weeks, and this artwork won, got the most responses, got the most likes, got the most hearts. So there you go. It turns out that our patrons, our fellow Voners, are the best focus group ever. So this new song's coming out this Friday. Big hello to Alejandro. Thank you for coming back. Alejandro all the way in Ecuador. I've been hanging out with Alejandro on our Discord server this past week. Hello Esther as well, all the way in Mexico. I've also been hanging out with Esther on our Discord server. Hola, ¿cómo están esta semana? Very good to see you guys. And Jimmy Vone. Jimmy Vone is in the house. Jimmy Vone's nicknamed himself after the band. He's a fellow friend of ours and fan and a patron as well, and a member of the Voners Club. Now, if you'd like to join the Voners Club, you can do so from thevonemusic.com, where you can get access to our Discord server and hang out like I've been hanging out with all these legends around the world. We're an international audience, and it's pretty all right. Hello, Charmaine, all the way up in Sheffield in the UK. So great to have you back here. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, Jimmy Vone, very, very good question. Jimmy Vone's asking, what happens if there is a comma? I love you best. Now, what I like about that is that that's a very relevant question for today's vlog, because for today, part 2 of the story behind I Love You Best, I'm going to break down some of the lyrics for you guys, which involve a little bit of the reason why I didn't put a comma, and when I did decide to put a comma, why I decided to put a comma. But yes, very good. Hello, Danny, all the way in Portugal. Great to have you back. Thanks so much for coming back, guys. So part 1, which will be about 20 minutes long of this vlog, will be the story behind I Love You Best. If you're into live music and you want to listen to live music, then stick around, because after part 1, I will be playing some live songs. I will also be attending to a few requests, because in the past months, there have been loads of people, loads of requests pouring in, and I've been writing all of them down, especially from our fans who keep coming back regularly, like Jimmy Vone, Danny, like Charmaine, like Esther, and like Jenny as well, all the way down in New Zealand. We truly are an international audience, which is really cool. Now, I will be satisfying a few requests. A big shout out to Charmaine. I've started working on one of your requests, Charmaine. Still of the Night by White Snake, which is a great song, very hard to play, very hard to sing. and I'm working on it, but I thought I'd just let you know I'm not attending that request today, but I have started working on it, and that makes me really, really happy. So here we go. All right. One little cheeky bit of promo before we start. From this site, you can get a VIP ticket to our virtual launch party this Friday for £1 by joining the Voners Club. Or you can sign up for free using your email and get the invite to our virtual launch party sent directly to your inbox. That's the promo there. This channel as well, you can support it on paypal.me/Marcelo The Vone, or you can support it by becoming a patron at the Voners Club and joining for £1 per month or more and help fund this channel. We really appreciate it. You'd be helping fund our debut album. Woohoo, says Charmaine. So, I Love You Best. I am going to play the song for you guys, and I think I'll play it first, give you guys an idea about the song. It's an acoustic rendition. The song is out this Friday. And after I play it for you, I'm going to break down just a few of the lyrics. It's quite short, the lyrics of the song anyway. So, coming up next is I Love You Best, the acoustic version, which is the Vone's new single, which will be out this Friday on all your favorite streaming platforms. So here we go. I feel like I could play all night to run away until I can say that I love you best when I feel like I would stay all night until I could courageously say that I love you best when I love you best when you're not mine. I love you best when you're not mine. Does that make me undeniably human? Or does it make me sick? Does it mean I'm wrong-minded? Or does it mean I'm wrong? It's the guilt that I feel all the time. It's the longing for all I've experienced in my life. It's the push and pull, the tug of war, the back and forth, me always wanting more than I can chew. Changing my mind about a ballpoint pen. OCD, will I be free in the end? Will I? It doesn't change that I love you. It doesn't change that I love you. It doesn't change that I love you. It doesn't change that I love you best when you're not mine. I love you best when you're not mine. I love you best when you're not mine. I want to remember everything. I want to remember everyone. I need them to know how I feel. I need my love for you to I want to love you best all the time. Thank you so much. That was I Love You Best, The Vone's new single, which will be out this Friday on all your favorite streaming platforms with this artwork over here. In full band form with drums, bass, electric guitar, loads of vocals, back vocals. Thank you so much. So let's take a look at some of these lyrics. Like I said, there aren't many of them. So what do we have here? I feel like I could play all night to run away until I can say that I love you best. I already explained a little bit about this in part 1 last week. I like the idea that that first line can be relevant if I'm performing live and I'm actually speaking to the crowd when that happens. It's not just in the context of the song. So it's like, I feel like I could play all night. I have to admit, in ridiculous form, I imagined myself when I wrote those lyrics performing in front of 100,000 people at Rock in Rio or Glastonbury, and people want to hear music, you know, like all freaking night, and they're going yes. But then in the context of the song, I'm actually playing because of escapism. I'm actually playing to run away because I can't actually face what I have to say. And it's the fact that this song isn't just I love you best. It's I love you best, but there's a condition to it. So that condition is what this character, this main character of the song, is struggling to convey. And what I find interesting about that is that this main character, he is the one-eyed man. So it's a character that sort of arises in my head. I do think of this being like a rock opera musical. Maybe one day I'll turn it into a musical. I'm actually currently working on a plot for the album. So as far as the first single from the Vone's album, I will go more in depth about how the song fits into the album, but it introduces this character, the one-eyed man, who on an individual level is a person, right? You could say he's me, but he's me from various different times of my life. And because of that, I've sort of distanced myself from it a little bit as well. I like the idea that he is just this other character. Obviously, I pour my personality into that, but it's not only that. So then the character's struggling to say what he wants to say. And so he goes again, I feel like I would stay all night until I could courageously say that I love you best when... and you can't finish the sentence. The idea is that like it would take me all night to work up the courage to say what I'm trying to say. And it's another false start. I love you best when you're not mine. And when the words come out, the song just explodes. And that's when you get the Brah, I love you best when you're not mine. Which I think is a horrible thing to say. It's the worst thing you can freaking say to someone. But unfortunately, it's the truth sometimes. And facing that truth is really, really freaking hard sometimes. And especially when you're young, which leads us to the next verse. The song's got this progressive rock, very prog rock feeling, in the sense that it doesn't really have a chorus. There is the motif, I love you best when you're not mine. I love you best when you're not mine, which comes back, but it's not your standard song structure. It really isn't. Let me check in on these comments. Yeah, Alejandro's here. Got Hugo in the house as well, all the way in Ecuador. Thank you for coming back, Hugo and Alejandro. Looking forward to play some more music for you guys in a little bit. Jimmy Vone, yes, unrequited love kind of thing, except that I'm singing from the perspective of the person who is giving the unrequitedness. Does that make sense? Charmaine says, I love that idea. Thanks, Charmaine. I'm glad you do. I think it's quite a controversial topic, and for that reason, I kind of like the idea that it's the title of a song and it's the opening single of the album. We're talking about things that are uncomfortable from a personal perspective. I have to be honest, these lyrics are, I think, I was reading them today and I was like, do I really want to do a Vone vlog about the lyrics? Maybe I could do something else today, because I feel a bit embarrassed by the lyrics. The fact that I felt this at one point in my life is a bit embarrassing. But that's probably a good sign. You don't want to be singing about things that aren't true. You want to be singing about things that matter and that you care about. And I certainly care about this subject because denial is one of the worst diseases of the human mind. Denial, I think. And so yes, Jimmy Vone, unrequited love, except we're singing from the perspective of the person who is not giving the love back. Not really, not really. And so moving on, I love you best when you're not mine, and explodes, and it's just that's the riff of the song. And I go into a series of questions because as soon as what happens the moment you admit something, right? The moment you admit something that you don't like, you instantly start trying to excuse yourself, which is what causes denial in the first place. What I find challenging about that is that in order to overcome denial, you have to answer very tough questions and look under the hood, unveil the mask, peel back the layers that we put on ourselves, loads and loads and loads of layers, to essentially distance ourselves from other people, distance ourselves from society, which is really ironic given that we're all desperate to be part of society in so many different ways. But so to unpeel those layers, you ask yourselves questions, and that's where these next questions represent. That's what they represent. Does it make me undeniably human? Does that make me undeniably human? The first lyric from this verse over here. The idea that wanting what you can't have, is that just part of the human condition? Do we all experience that? And is it sweeter when we don't have it? You know, that also inspired certain lyrics in We Are Alive, which is another Vone song available on Spotify and Apple Music. It inspired lyrics in Human, which is the opening track of the Vone's debut EP, available everywhere as well. And it inspired lines in I Deny, one of the bonus tracks in that original EP, one of our most popular songs on Spotify. And that's clearly a theme I care about. I sing about it a lot. When I'm not singing about it, I'm probably singing about politics in some way or another. Micro politics as well, not just party politics. People, no, we're not just talking about that. No, but I do sing about that a lot. I think it's because these songs form part of the past decade of my life, and that's been an ongoing battle. Really facing my personal truths, trying my best every day because I constantly go back to it. I constantly go back to I don't want to admit that I feel a certain way. I don't want to face certain feelings. Anyway. Does it make me sick is the next question, which is just an honest question. Like, okay, if it's not a human condition, if other people don't experience what I'm experiencing, then maybe I'm a freaking weirdo. Maybe I'm a bit of a psycho and I'm a bit sick for loving you best when you're not mine. That's what that question means. Does it mean I'm young-minded? Probably the most honest question here. Because yes, I think it has to do with immaturity. I think the more mature I became, the more I learned to love for real. And real love is a completely different thing. And the final question, or does it mean I'm wrong? And I like that one because it means like, okay, maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe it's none of these things. I'm just wrong right now. I'm just making a mistake right now. Now, what I really like about that is that I often tend to overthink and assume that like the problems I have are universal or huge or they mean so much about my personality. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you just screw up and it's just a momentary thing. It's just that day or that year and you're screwing up, you know? So Jimmy Vone's asking if the guitar string tune-up was an extra. I thought I knew it because Jimmy Vone's a guitarist, so he noticed it. But no, I've actually been rehearsing a song for Esther, which I'm about to play later on. Hello, sis. All the way in Portugal, my sister's watching live. Mariana Cervoni. Hello, sis. And I was in drop D. And then I forgot to tune it back up after I finished rehearsing. So when I did the intro of the song... I like it. Whoa. But that wasn't on purpose. That was a mistake, Jimmy Vone. I thought it sounded kind of cool, though. Charmaine says, you shouldn't feel embarrassed. It's relatable for almost everyone. Well, I am relieved to hear that, Charmaine. Thank you. And I'm glad that we all feel... I'm glad it's not the second question. Am I a weirdo? Am I just sick? I'm glad we're all collectively sick. Certainly the Voners. We're all a bunch of freaks and a bunch of misfits. So welcome to the club. Cheeky drop D moment, says Jimmy Vone. I've done that. Yeah, it's a classic. You forget to tune your guitar back to standard tuning and then you start a song and then you either roll with it or you just very, very like strong and wrong. Boo. Tune it back up. Tune it back up. Esther says, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll see in a second. I will jump back into these comments. So, continuing swiftly on with these lyrics, then we move into this verse, right? Um, I'm just gonna read it out for a second because there isn't the thing about these lyrics is that they're just so honest. I can contextualize them and I enjoy contextualizing them for you guys. But there is no hidden meaning behind the lyrics. They're quite literal, which is not normal for me, which is what I like about this song quite a lot. If you are a Vone fan out there, or if you're about to become a Vone fan and you hear other songs that we've released on Spotify, you'll notice that like there is a lot of metaphors, there's a lot of multiple interpretations, and I like that. I like people taking away their own interpretations. But with this song, it's pretty straightforward. It's the guilt that I feel all the time. It's the longing for all I've experienced in my life. It's the push and pull, the back and forth, the tug of war, me always wanting more than I can chew, changing my mind about a ballpoint pen, OCD, will I be free in the end? Will I? And I like that I like that it doesn't rhyme in a way that feels too cheesy. You can perform it as a monologue, and that's what I like about these lyrics. Back and Forth here in the middle of the lyrics is a reference to another song on the album called Back and Forth, parts 1 and parts 2. It's a huge mammoth part of the album, so it's a cool little callback. The album is all connected, all the songs are connected. And yeah, I think we all can relate to this feeling of wanting more than you can chew. I know I can speak on behalf of planet Earth because we're all trying to bite more than we can chew. It's very classic. That's why we have this expression in the first place, is because we are like that, right? Now this lyric is the one I wanted to bring your attention to. Changing my mind about a ballpoint pen, OCD, will I be free in the end, will I? I do think that's some pretty original lyric writing. I doubt anyone has ever written that sentence in any lyric before. Changing my mind about a ballpoint pen. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. Even for me, I can't believe I wrote that because it's so stupid. But it's the truth, okay? Now, what's the hidden meaning behind this? Because this is probably the only line from this verse that isn't obvious and isn't exactly the face value meaning. A key part of my personality has been my hatred for ballpoint pens for so long. And I say a key part of my personality because those who know me quite close know I love stationery. I get a real hard on for stationery. I love anything that involves coloring pens and organization and like color coding. I love that. I love that. But I hate the feeling of a ballpoint pen, or at least I did. Now, at school, at university, at drama school, I actually went out of my way. It was something I really enjoyed doing. Was going to the shops. I love going to stationery shops, the stationery shop, and looking for like the perfect pen, the pen that really feels good on the piece of paper. And I loved doing that. And then I loved how it motivated me to study more. I love how it motivated me to focus. And I love the feeling of the pen on the paper. And that's part of the reason for this artwork, the artwork of this song. Because it's literally pen and paper. It's almost like this character, the one-eyed man, is trying to write a letter. And that's what the song is. A love letter, but it's more like a screw you letter. It's like a dying love. It's like an admission of guilt letter. But a letter in the artwork because maybe it was too hard to say it out loud, so you write it down. But what I find interesting about my personality is that at some point in my life, I just randomly started loving ballpoint pens. I just freaking love them now. And this is what's so confusing. This is what makes me feel like such a freaking weirdo, because there are certain things that are constants, certain choices, certain tastes and personality traits that are constant. And when they don't feel constant anymore, then the smallest thing can give you like an identity crisis. And so I was going through a rough patch in my life, and then I suddenly realized, what the hell? I love how this pen feels, but I've always specifically said I really don't like these pens. I'm like, and then it was like, it's the camel that broke. No, that's not the expression. It's the straw that broke the camel's back, not the camel that broke the straw's back. And this is what I mean. Like, it's such a stupid thing. I admit it's a stupid thing. Okay, but when you're having a bad day, sometimes a small thing like a ballpoint pen can be the thing that takes you over the edge. Let me quickly read these comments. Oh, I miss you too, sis, so much. Charmaine says she loves the intertwining of the other songs into the album. You really are our mother's son, says my sister. That's true. My mom loves organizations and coloring in and stuff like that. Is there a link between chew and pen? Very good, Jimmy Vone. I was never a pen chewer in class. Never. I don't like that, but that's my OCD. I respect those who do. Stationery is the best, says Charmaine. Yes. And you probably really appreciate that now, Shark, because you're working hard on your university course, and that's amazing. Esther's like, oh my God, you're like me. Okay, Esther, I'm so glad I found someone else who's like me as well. That's awesome, because it makes me feel like less of a weirdo. Picking the wrong pen up. Who does it? Very funny, Charmaine. But yeah. Yes, my sister is definitely a pen chewer. She chews on her pens during exams. Fair enough. But see, the thing is that, like, I do struggle with OCD. I have obsessive compulsive disorder when it comes to things need to be in their right place, and it can really take me over the edge if they're not. But I've been getting better over the years. I was terrible when I was a kid. I was like the kind of kid who would I would put this down, and then like I'd arrange the cup. Like I'd need to fix it until it was like perfectly in line with the computer. I'm not like that anymore, but it was pretty bad when I was a kid. Yeah. But now I love ballpoint pens. I love the way they feel underneath my hand. I changed. It's like I suddenly started liking whiskey and I started liking beer. And the thing that shook me is that I thought that was one of those things that was never going to change. And I know it's something small. It's just a freaking pen, right? But I didn't think it was going to change. And so this song represents a point in my life where I was going through a lot of changes and evolving and learning a lot of things. And I think that's why that lyric is kind of bizarre. For that reason, it's quite original, but it's also quite honest. And I would love to be free from OCD in the end. That would be amazing. That would be a relief. Then it goes into this beautiful little bridge where the soundscape of the song changes. I can't wait for you guys to hear the final version that comes out this Friday. If you're part of the Voners Club from thevonemusic.com, this website right here, you already hear the songs because all the members of the Voners Club have access to the master of this song right now. So if you've already heard it, when it gets to this bridge, it just goes into like this 1950s, and the guitar is going like, it's a lot more like really 50s style. I associate that to like a bolero as well. It's not just a 50s technique, but pop music in the 50s used that. And I like that it changes the soundscape, it changes the feel of the song, and it becomes this really pure and joyful, like, it doesn't change that I love you. It doesn't change that I love you, man. It doesn't change that I love you. And it's quite beautiful. And I like that it's open to interpretation. You can interpret that part as, it's true. I may be going through all these complicated things. I may be pretty screwed up in the head, but I do love you. I don't love you the way you want me to love you. And I probably don't love you in the healthiest way. And I probably don't love you as deeply as I could love you, but I love you. And that could be reassuring. But while you interpret that as one of the possible meanings, and that's completely open to you, the audience, interpreting it that way, it doesn't change that I love you. You could also think of it as a false start of the same character singing this song going, it doesn't change that I love you. All this that I've been going through and all my issues and all my OCD and all my concerns doesn't change that I love you. Doesn't change that I love you best when you're not mine. So it could be interpreted completely the opposite way. This is a series of false starts that then lead to the same conclusion. I love you best when you're not mine. And then the second time it sings it twice in a row and it's like, another freaking explosion, massive explosion. And then it goes to it just really hits home. I want to remember everything. I want to remember everyone. I need them to know how I feel. I need my love for you to be real. Now, there's a lot to unpack in just this one little verse, right? This, I want to remember everyone and I want to remember everything. That's connected to my nostalgia. I'm quite a nostalgic person, and it's a problem, really, sometimes. And that's why at the start, I'm longing for all that I've experienced in my life. So it's connected to the start of the song in that sense, but I get kind of frustrated with myself when I don't remember details about a conversation. My sister, for example, who's out on the chat right now, she has such a good memory. She remembers what I said, like, from a conversation 3 years ago. It's like she has an eidentic memory. No wonder you're becoming a lawyer, because lawyers have to have phenomenal memories. It's incredible. Well done, sis. I don't have such a good memory. My memory is so selective. I mean, I can have 8 hours of music stored in my head, probably more than that, on like 12 different instruments. So I clearly have a good memory of some kind. But memory for what happened, for what was said, for people's names, for moments that I should have remembered. It frustrates me that I don't remember moments that I thought were important to me. And that goes back to the ballpoint pen. Now, the ballpoint pen is like a tiny, tiny representation of these bigger things. It's like if I change my mind about something so simple but essentially that I thought was so fundamental about my taste, it's like going from loving metal music one day to hating it the next day. I can't imagine myself ever hating metal music. I love metal music for life. That is for life. The day that changes will be the end of the world. But with the ballpoint pen, it shook me. I was like, okay, clearly that doesn't matter to me anymore. I've grown up, I've changed. But that connects to this idea of like, I want to be in control. I want to be able to remember the important things. And if I've said that something is important, then surely I should remember it. But then it confuses me that I may have had a preconception that there was something that was important in my life. And then a year later, turns out I don't even remember what that was. And so that preconception was clearly constructed. It wasn't real. That thing really wasn't important to me. Because I think things that are important to you, you remember always. And so that's what I find interesting about that. It's wanting to have control, but not of other people. It's wanting to have control over myself. And if I could remember everything and everyone, I would have control over myself a little bit more. I think lack of memory affects me in that sense. And then the second half can be unpacked in quite a gruesome way because I need them to know how I feel. That's another fucking horrible thing to say, really. It's like an entitled thing to say. It's like I have the right to tell you how I feel, and I need you to know how I feel. I think it's quite a selfish thing, and I think I've felt like that at dark points in my life, and that's why I wrote that lyric. It's not a pretty thing. I'm not saying that as in like that's a good thing. That's a bad thing. But it is certainly something I felt. And part of that explosion at the end of the song leads to that admission, another guilty admission, that it's like, I think my story is important enough that I think you should know it. I need you to know it. And getting over that, it can be a big deal, you know, realizing that you're not the center of the universe. Really tough as well. And then the final line is just, I think, the purest and most pretty line in the whole song. I need my love for you to be real. Because if it isn't, what does I say about me? You know? What does it say about me? What does it say about our relationship? I want it to be real. But then it really concludes with that, like, I'm in love with the idea of being in love with you. I'm not in love with you. And that's why the song ends with, because I want to love you best all the time. I want to love you best all the time. And I like the way I've formatted this with the spaces, because when you read it, it really feels like I want to love you best all the time. And I like that that's represented in the music as well. So it's like, I want to love you best all the time. No, how does it go? I want to love you best. I want to love you best. That's what I like about it. It feels quite conversational, but unless I play it in the context of the song, I keep forgetting how it goes. I want to love you best all the time. I want to love you best all the time. I like that it changes the emphasis of where I put the word. So I want to love you best, really broken up, all the time. I want to love you best all the time. And I like that ekes out different interpretations as you're hearing it, you know? So that was my lyric bake. That's the lyrics for I Love You Best, The Vone's upcoming single, which is the debut single from our upcoming debut album. Quite a milestone for The Vone. If you know The Vone, I'm Marcelo, lead singer of The Vone. We're a London-based rock and roll band. We were responsible for some pretty epic riffs and some big melodies. Hope you guys enjoyed that lyric bake. Let me jump back into the comments. Jimmy Vone says, I love Sharpies. I love Sharpies too, bro. Sharpies are the kings. Yeah. That's so true, Jimmy Vone. I know it sounds like you're being a bit like it's a joke, but the pen is the tongue of the mind. Well, technically the tongue is the tongue of the mind, but I know what you mean, bro. I know what you mean. You know what I mean? Like, we become immortal with pens. So maybe it isn't such a silly thing that I'm making a big deal about what pens I love and what pens I don't love. Because if it weren't for pens and for paper, we would never be able to outlive our lifespan. The fact that we have, that we still know of Julius Caesar from thousands of years ago, and the fact that, we still know of a general's decision in battle was because he chose to immortalize himself maybe in his like journal. And those are the historical accounts that we have. It's not just historians that tell history. People who write about themselves are also telling their own history. And if the world ended tomorrow and 1,000 years from now, an archaeologist were to find this diary or my hard drive on my computer and be like, ooh, this guy was a poet. Oh, they had poetry back in 2021. I think it's really important. I do think our pens are another way of us connecting to the world. Thanks, Jamie Vone. I appreciate it, man. Charmaine, I agree. Watching Sharpie sink into fabric, that is so satisfying. Oh, I can tell Charmaine's a big stationary lover like me. Jimmy says, I'm not tried that, but do it. Honestly, it's great to watch, though. Yeah, what do you do with Sharpies, Jimmy Vone? Sister, that is not true. She says, that's just because I have no talents. If I did, I would have selective memory like you do. That is the biggest load of bull I have ever heard. You are a very talented person, and I'm very proud of you. And one of your talents is your incredible mind. But also, by the way, dedication is something that's honed in and is a talent to be respected. And you're an extremely dedicated and loyal person. And the way you take 10 out of 10 in all your university assignments every freaking week is a talent. Maybe the talent is academia as well. Have you ever considered that? I'm not an academic. Even though I try to pretend to be, I'm not. Some people are. That's a talent. Oi, Vó Vera. Vó Vera, bom te ter aqui. Obrigado por vir. My grandma, Vera, all the way in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, watching live right now, adding to the international feel of our audience. The ending is beautiful, says Charmaine. Thanks, Char. Appreciate it. Danny says, I have selective memory. I remember only the good things. Hey, Danny, I'm like you. I'm like you. Some say that that's an evolutionary thing, isn't it? That we learn to forget certain types of pain as a means to have the courage to do certain things again. In one perspective, remembering pain helps you avoid doing the thing that hurt you in the first place. But like in the case, for example, of childbirth, that's what I was going to say. I think for women, my girlfriend Ashling, and I read somewhere that it's biologically we tend to forget how painful it was, or else you'd never felt like having a child again, because it's such a painful thing to go through. Alejandro's asking, did you hear Hombres G and Enanitos Verdes? Yo tengo que admitir, Alejandro, yo no escuché estos dos. Yo escuché mucho Soda Stereo. Entonces aún voy a tener que escuchar. Yo te prometí, yo te mentí. Perdóname. I'm just apologizing to Alejandro because I did tell him last week that I was going to listen to Hombres G and Enanitos Verdes before this week. And then a week went like, disappeared. And I still haven't heard them. So I lied to Alejandro. But I did say I was going to listen to Soda Stereo, and I have heard a lot of Soda Stereo this week, and they absolutely rock. Thank you for the introduction, Alejandro, all the way in Ecuador. The pen is indeed mightier than the sword, Jimmy Vone. I completely agree. It absolutely is. With pens, we can create diplomacy. With pens, we can create compromises, you know? I like that scene in Civil War, Captain America Civil War, where Tony Stark presents the two pens that were used to sign the Treaty of Versailles at the end of the Second World War, and Captain America, he's like, look, it's an olive branch. This treaty helped bring us together. And Captain America's like, well, some would say these pens help bring us close to war. And then Iron Man's like, I feel like punching you in your perfect teeth, and he has a point. But yes, I think pens are far more mightier than the swords. But not the axe. That's right, Jimmy Vone. Charmaine is completely right, sis. Taking in the knowledge of law is a skill all of its own. Preach, Charmaine, preach. Oi, mãe. Bom te ter aqui. My mom's watching as well, all the way in Portugal. She's doing her gardening while listening to me. Good to have you here, Mom. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Says my sis. I meant like common talents, like music. Well, you know, memory and learning law and dedicated to hard work, like the way that you do, which is I can't compare, is a common talent like music, sis. So don't bring yourself down, please. No, te perdono. Gracias, Alejandro. Not that I know anything about childbirth, says Ashling. Fair enough. Yes, my sister's saying hormones are released when you're in labor and you sort of forget the pain. How interesting. Just to be clear, says Ashling. Very good, very good, very good. The love is bigger than the labor pain. That's true, Danny. Coming from a mother, she knows. Oh, my dad's also listening live while he's doing the gardening with my mom. Hello, Pops. Speaking of my dad, the overlord of Radio Vone, who's currently gardening with my mom, Samantha, in Portugal. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. My dad created an online radio station called Radio Vone. It's broadcasting music 24 hours a day, radiovone.com. And I do a live show on this radio station every week, but I'm changing the time of the show from now on. So, beep, 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 alert. From now on, Midnight Brunch live with me on radiovone.com will be on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Partly because I am working every Wednesday until midnight for the next month. So it's a hard day for me, but also partly because a lot of our fellow South American and Latin American friends managed to tune in when I was performing live last Thursday. And so I really appreciate you guys listening to the show. It's a better time for a lot of other people to tune in. And for that reason, I'm going to start doing it at 9 p.m. Thursday evenings to hopefully increase our viewership. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to sharing some tracks that like some members of the Voners Club, like Alejandro, like Hugo, like Esther, like Jenny, and like Charmaine. We've been hanging out on our Discord server, and you guys have introduced me to so many tracks. I look forward to introducing the rest of the world and the rest of the Voners to the tracks that you introduced me to. So tune in to radiovone.com every Thursday at 9 p.m. for Midnight Brunch with me. And there's also a live show every Saturday night, which is a disco show where my dad broadcasts live. And there's a show every Sunday, which is a playlist curated by my sister Mariana, who is live on the chat with us right now. And it's a jazz show. So jazz show on Sunday, disco show on Saturday, rock and roll show Thursday evening. Radiovone.com every week. Perfect time, says Esther. My dad says, copy that. Yeah, I'm changing that, Dad. Sorry, I didn't actually warn you. But yes, new time. It will help me with work. It will help us with our audience. And that's one of the big changes. I'd like to mention to you guys something very special, actually. There is a new... This is the Voners Club, by the way, to all of you who have access to the Voners Club. There is a new demo available for you guys who are out on the stream right now who already have access to this. This is the final track of the Vone's new album, A Monocle for the One-Eyed Man. It also is the title track. I hope you guys enjoy it. There's also this new section called Building the Ammo. Ammo? No. Let's stop. Building the Album. This section is different to the section called the demo, because this demo is all the original rough mixes of the album. While this section over here, I'm slowly introducing the finished versions. So we already have the finished version of I Love You Best, which is the new single that comes out this Friday on all your favorite streaming platforms. But then there's all these songs for you guys to enjoy, which will only be out over the coming months as we release the album single by single and eventually the full album with the remaining tracks. If you'd like to listen to these songs, like the rest of the Voners out on the chat right now, you can become one of the Voners and join the club for £1 per month, and you can download all these demos at thevonemusic.com, which is the link up on the screen right now. Now, if you'd like to join as part of the Music on Tap tier, which is £5 per month, then you can download our entire discography an unlimited number of times, all to yourself, including the new singles like I Love You Best. and the new singles that are coming up. So I just wanted to introduce you guys to that and say that to the rest of the Voners out there. Yeah, Charmaine, the original indie music compared to the new one. A big change, eh? What did you think? So Charmaine and Jenny have been part of the club for quite a long time, and so they've been part of our creative process as a band for such a long time. They heard the demo of indie music, and then they heard the rough mix from the studio, and that's when you really start to understand why it's worth paying for studio time. The difference between recording something at home and recording something in a professional studio with a professional engineer, it blows my mind as well when I hear the difference. Just when I thought I couldn't love it more, boom! Oh, I love how much you love that song, Charmaine. That's so cool. That's so cool. So yes, I've given you guys my spiel, where you can get all these free songs by joining the Voners Club. You can also get a VIP invite to our virtual launch party this Friday for £1 by joining at thevonemusic.com. That's it for part 1 of today's Vone Vlog 35. I've been talking about the lyrics of our new single. If you join the Voners Club this week for £1, you get the new single. At any point, if you join tonight, you get the new single a whole week before the rest of the muggles who can only listen to it on Spotify from Friday onwards. I'm on to part 2 now. I'm going to play some live music for you guys. Starting with this song. Big shout out to Jenny all the way down in New Zealand. I'm pretty sure she's still in bed right now because it's so early for her because the time changed. So the Vone Vlog now starts at 6 a.m. for her. But I'm still going to play a song that she introduced me to and that I've only played once before during these vlogs. And I hope it's an interesting introduction for you guys. I think it's a really beautiful song. This is Love Song by These Four Walls, which is a Kiwi band from New Zealand. Hope you guys enjoy it. And let me just actually make sure that my guitar is in tune. Alejandro, I also took note of your request for a Cure song. So just want you to know that the Cure song has been added to my list of requests that I'm learning. Charmaine, I am working on Still the Night. But there's a lot of work to be done on that front. I got the riff. In the still of the night. But I'm going to play it with an electric guitar when I play it for you. So yes, Alejandro, thank you for tuning in. Let's play some live music. Here is Love Song, These Four Walls. This is for that empty feeling. I'd forgotten what solitude felt like. This was new to me, learning how to breathe. No more sympathy. Fuck your sympathy. We're fading out. If I had the time, I would write you a love song about who you are, who you are. Now in this pace, I've lost all the reasons to care who you are, who you are. This is for that useless feeling. Am I good enough for you tonight? This is not for me, who I came to be, full of tragedy. Fuck your tragedy. We're fading out. If I had the time, I would write you a love song about who you are, who you are. song about who we were, who we were. Now in this pace, I've lost all the reasons to care. Who we were, who we were. If I had the time, I would write you a love song about who we were, who we were. Now in this pace, I've lost all the reasons to care. Who we were, who we were. This song is a new day's sun. This song is me moving on. This song is a new day's sun. This song is me moving on. Thank you so much, guys. That was These Four Walls, a band from New Zealand, and a song called Love Song. And I like how much of an original love song it is. I really enjoy that. Really, really enjoy that. Thank you, Jenny in New Zealand, for introducing me to that song. Thank you to everybody else on the chat right now. Legends like Hugo and Alejandro in Ecuador, who have been introducing me to new music as well. Really appreciate it. Danny, I appreciate that comment. Jimmy Vone, we're back in Drop D. It's all the same. Only the names will change every day. Feels we're wasting away. I wasn't actually planning on playing that song. I just got carried away. Maybe I should try playing that song next. But first, I was actually planning on dedicating a song to Esther, one of our new fans and latest members of the Voners Club, all the way in Mexico. She's a big fan of Biffy Clyro, just like me. Love Biffy Clyro. I think Biffy Clyro is my favorite band. Just is. And this is a old school song of theirs from their first album, I believe, called 57. And it was requested to me by Esther. And the reason why I learned it so quick is that I knew how to play the song already a little bit. But I'd never ever performed the song before. So here it is, exclusively for you guys, for the first time during the Vone vlog, for the Vone community here on Twitch and on YouTube. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. And this goes out to Esther in Mexico. I hope I don't screw it up. Sun shone in, a glint in your eye, your beautiful face, your beautiful face. I held her tight, close to my heart, didn't know it would break. It would break. I don't believe there's love anymore. It's all inside. We always said it's forevermore in this beautiful life. And I try not to feel this music's for you, and over and over and over. And I'll try not to feel this music's for you, and over held her tight, close to my heart. Didn't know it would break, didn't know it would break. I don't believe there's love anymore, it's all inside. We always said forevermore in this beautiful life. And I try not to feel this music's for you, and over and over and over. I try not to feel this music's for you, and over 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 and over. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Thank you. I'm glad you liked that, Esther. That went out to Esther in Mexico. Thank you for requesting that song. I love Biffy Clyro. If anyone requests Biffy Clyro, I will always learn it for next week because I love Biffy Clyro. If you request a band that I'm a bit indifferent to, I will definitely learn it always, but it might take a little bit longer than a week. I apologize. Having said that, I'm not indifferent to Whitesnake. It just takes me a while to learn that just because it's very hard to play. Glad you thought that was epic, Esther. Thank you so much. Yes, Jimmy Vone. I loved 57 the first time I heard it as well. Biblical is one of my favorites. Absolutely blows my mind. Thanks, Jimmy Vone. I appreciate it. I think I'm going to add that song to my repertoire because that was very cool. Yes, Mountains. What a tune. Oh, yes. De nada, Esther. De nada. Estás muy, muy grata. This next song is going to go out to my lovely girlfriend, Ashling. It was a song she requested last week as well. And I already sort of knew how to play it. So once again, it was an easy addition to the repertoire. One second, I'm going to get some water. All right. Just going to fill this bad boy up. And then we're going to continue on with some more music for you guys. Woo! Okay, this song. It's a classic from the noughties or the 90s. Noughties? 90s? They're quite an old band, aren't they? They've been around since the 80s, I think. No? I think they have. Someone out in the chat who knows this song, let me know when they started. I'm always curious. Yes, Spanish Radio is such a good song. My days. Huge influence for The Vone. On The Vone's new album, there's a song that's in 5/4 called We're Not Lost. And that was very influenced by Simon Neil and his compositional style in the way that the whole song is also written in 5/4 like Spanish Radio by Biffy Clyro. Oh my god, Jimmy Vone's... Wait, 70s. Yeah, but did I say the name of the band out live? I don't think I did. Oh, the Goo Goo Dolls. Did I say that? He says they started in the 70s. Oh, oh, you missed them. Oh, I hate it when we miss bands. I love catching them live. It's one of the best things. So this is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls coming up next. And I forgot what I was saying. But yes, Spanish Radio. Huge influence for The Vone. I hope you enjoyed Esther as well, that I was really getting into it, even though I'm playing it on acoustic guitar. Matters not. Matters not. Rock and roll is still rock and roll. I was talking about the Goo Goo Dolls. Yeah, I doubt they're from the 70s. Probably the 80s, right?
No.
They're from the 90s?
Yeah.
Okay, they're from the 90s. Here we go. Here we go. Hope you guys enjoy this. I'd give up forever to touch you. 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. All I can taste is this moment. All I can breathe is your life. And sooner or later it's over. I just don't wanna miss you tonight. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. You can't fight the tears that ain't coming, or the moment of truth in your eyes. When everything feels like the movies, yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. Thank you very much. That was Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. That went out to my girlfriend Ashling, who is currently in the room with me right here. And by the way, Jimmy Vone said that they formed in 1986. And that's what I meant. As in, no, as in 1986. That's what I meant by like, they're an 80s band, essentially. Okay, they're a 90s band in their sound, in their popularity. But I just find it interesting that bands that were successful in the 90s and the early 90s are always bound to have formed, you know, earlier, so much earlier. It's so rare that you hear of a band breaking big the way that the Goo Goo Dolls did with Iris, on the same time, like the same year or the same, like series of years that they started it in. So if Iris came out in 98 and took them 12 years to break big, which adds true to my theory that it takes 12 years to break a band. There you go. That's my 2 cents for the day. Any other suggestions of songs you guys would like to hear? Let me know in the comments. If I know how to play the song, I will play it right away for you guys. If I don't, I will add it to the list of suggestions of songs to learn. Let me take a look at my rep here. I was thinking of something else that I could play. Do I know how to play this? Nah, I don't know how to play that. Yeah, let me keep your suggestions coming. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to hear anything specific. Trying to look at something I haven't played in a long time. Yeah, there's some good ones here. Got a good rep. If you guys got no suggestions, I'll select a song myself. Índios, Legião Urbana, great suggestion as well. All right. Coming up for you, sis. I dedicate this one to my sister. It was her request. I'm guessing you're feeling in quite a morose mood. That's okay, sis. Apologies to Alejandro and Hugo in the chat. I know you guys said you hate this band. So I will apologize in advance for playing this band. It just so happens to me, though, that this is one of my favorite bands of all time. So this song goes out to my sister and my grandpa Mario. I know he loves the song. Yes, grandpa loves this song too. Great minds think alike, sis. The Man Who Sold the World. Oh, epic. Yes, that's definitely, that should be on the list as well of suggestions. Índios and The Man Who Sold the World. That's great. Thanks, grandpa. I'm glad you're going to enjoy this. Here we go. Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Like my father's come to pass. 7 years has gone so fast. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes the rain again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends. Valeu, Pedrão! Pedro Fidalgo tá assistindo no Facebook. Valeu, Pedro. Valeu, mãe. Também me lembra minha adolescência. Summer has come to pass. Innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Ring out the bells again, like we did when spring began. Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Wake me up when September ends. Wake me up when September ends. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Glad you guys enjoyed that. I'm Marcelo, by the way. Anyone joining in now, lead singer of The Vone. And sharing some songs with you guys. In fact, I'm going to share an original now with you guys. Trying to think of which one. I know which one. This one goes out to Charmaine. I know you like this song. Hung up on you, hung up on the string you were pulling me through, hung up desire. My heart's fire is burning me down to the sound of the pulsing beat when you melt away like ice on a summer's day. Stay tonight. I can't pretend that I know who I'm dealing with. Who are you? Is it true? But I don't mean anything. I am just one for the road. I know I have a heart. It's breaking to pieces. I'm begging for mercy. I know I have a heart. Burning with fire, this lust and desire. Hung up on you, hung up on the string you were pulling me through, hung up. I know that I should let go, but what fun would that be? What game would I play? It's for you that I pray, 'cause baby I like it this way. Stay tonight. I can't pretend that I know who I'm dealing with. Who are you? Is it true that I don't mean anything? I am just one for the road. I know I have a heart. It's breaking to pieces. I'm begging for mercy. I know I have a heart. It's burning with fire, this lust and desire. 'cause I'm begging for mercy. I know I have a heart. It's burning with fire, this lust and desire. 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 Who? That was Hung Up on You by a band called The Vone. Cheers. Gracias, Hugo. Drink agüita. Tengo que me acordar. ¿De acordar? No, me lembrar. Carajo. How do you say it? I want to remember.
Quiero recordar.
Recordar de beber la agüita. Oh, thank you, Danny. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Just trying to think, because I didn't actually plan to play any more songs today. I'm still in the mood to play. Do you guys want to hear more songs? More The Vone, says Jimmy Vone. All right. This is a new song from The Vone's new album. It's called Indie Music. And it's available for you if you join the Voners Club from this website. Please play more. I'm working. I need some music to keep me going. You got it, Denise. One, two, three, and no. Code for music. Oh God. God help me, I was in it and then I wasn't. I forgot the lyrics. I can't remember the freaking lyrics. Okay, I'm gonna start again, take 2. But this time, I'm gonna put the lyrics up on the screen because freaking heck, you'll understand. These lyrics are no mean feat. I just realized, I think I got overexcited as well, that you know how in Knights of Sidonia everybody goes oh, do, 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 I just realized that indie music could be like that as well, you know? Like everybody's singing it, just the guitar riff. Thank you, Charmaine. That's right. Come ride with me through the veins of history. I'll show you a God falls asleep on the jump. How can we win? Fools can be kings. Don't waste your time, or time will weigh you. That's right, Ellen. must fight to survive. No one's gonna take things alive. The time has come to make things right. You and I must fight for our rights. You and I must fight to survive. Oh! No one's gonna take me alive. Time has come to make things right. You and I must fight for our rights. You and I must fight to survive. Okay, I wasn't planning on playing that, but I love that song. Now imagine that indie music is being played at Wembley just like that song. So it's like, and the crowd's like, oh, 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 there we go. Indie is the code for hipster. Hipster's the code for elite. Geek is the new chic, chic is the new freak. You gotta be just like me. Free is the new cool, and cool is the new jock, which signals the death of the original and the 21st century melting pot. Orange is the new black, just like the new indie is brown. All saints, the truly indie are independent, mate, not signed to the big dogs and what they say. The X Factor is the current jackpot lottery, eluding the American Idol into thingy. All it takes for a career is one great audition and the voice everyone wants to hear. Stop, think for yourself. You don't need me to tell you what to do. Whoa, stop, think for yourself. I don't need you to tell me what is true. Whoa, climate change is a new savior politician. The lying leader hasn't learned where the truth is. Once a fish, always a fish. You can't teach a monkey how to fly. Subjugated masses, the new oppressing force. Sheepdog will be no longer a resource. Self-appointed guardians of the status quo, consuming the religion, always wanting more at the plastic clean place of worship. You'll find all the tokens you need for devotion, but don't be surprised when you find the illusion. We don't buy our way into heaven, we earn it. Instagram is the new police. Hashtags are the new policy makers. I use them for music, claiming no choice. But the fact is, about time I find my own voice. Stop, think for yourself. You don't need me to tell you what to do. Whoa, stop, think for yourself. I don't need you to tell me what is true. Whoa, and I'll be like, Wembley! Don't let others do your thinking for you. Grant you it's hard when you're overwhelmed with visual stimulation. Don't let your phone do your living for you. Grant you it's hard when you're tempted by the all-purifying filters. I won't bend down to your norms and pretensions. Fuck your radio stations, playland conventions. I won't underestimate my audience attention. You're coming for the whole ride through the tension. Yes, I'm looking to cause a reaction. I'm looking to unify the factions, looking to gain some traction. Attrition to kill a common lethargy. My friction to bastardize the apathy. My action which will lead by example. How to overcome the denial. The real last condemned to suffer the consequences of the choices we are burdened by, creating the illusion of freedom, the independent kingdom, the last last resort to numb ourselves with cheap trick, hard drug, big brand, chemical, box set, hard porn, fake tan, aerosol, to fill fake lies. Watch me as I nosedive into the hive mentality, preventing you from being truly free, preventing us from being you and me, preventing us from being truly free, preventing us from being you and me. Stop, think for yourself. You don't need me to tell you what to do. Stop, think for yourself. I don't need you to tell me what is true. Oh, stop, think for yourself. Get together. This world is big enough to fit the two of us. Stop, think for yourself. You don't need me to tell you what is true. Whoa. Good night, Wembley. Good night to the live stream. Have a rockin' time, and I'll see you next week. Oh. Fireworks. That's the idea. Yeah. And at that point, the band gathers at the front of the stage, and then we look up, and there's like fireworks, and we're like, oh, appreciating the fireworks, pretending like we didn't know they were going to be there, pretending that we didn't actually sign the fire hazard safety protocol and all that malarkey. Great song, great lyrics. Thank you, Danny. Ooh, Charmaine says, I love how hefty these lyrics are, dude. I can't wait for this lyric bake. Ooh, I can't wait for it either. I think that's going to take it's going to take me freaking forever to get through these lyrics because there's so many of them. It'll be like in 4 parts. Come along for the ride. That's one thing about me and the Vone. We do not underestimate your attention span. I assume you have the attention span and that you rock and that you roll. Okay? Our phones underestimate our attention span, but we do not. We all rock. Anyway, I know Denise is still working. Oh, Giles is watching live on Facebook. That's so cool. Love that new song and all the fireworks. Thanks, Giles. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. I might play one more song to wrap up. I know Denise said that she's still working, so she likes some music to keep her background. Denise is watching live in Germany. Giles, I believe you're in New Zealand as well, aren't you, bro? Or I'm not sure if you've gone yet, but got an international audience today. We've got people in Mexico, people in Ecuador, Portugal, here in the UK, down in New Zealand and mainland Europe. Great to have you guys here. I just wanted to say, before I play another song, potentially to wrap up today's stream, I'd just like to say thank you to all our patrons. As the legends here on the screen right now, thank you so much. Without you guys, we'd be nothing. Thank you for helping us fund our upcoming debut album, which will be out this year. And thanks to your help and your support, we're funding our new single, which is coming out this Friday. So, people watching live right now, if you enjoyed that song, there's a lot more where that came from. You can listen to The Vone at thevonemusic.com. All our songs are available there for free. And the ones that are coming out exclusively next year and throughout the year this year, you can listen in advance by joining the Voners Club for £1 per month, which also helps fund the album. So you get to be the awesome person that helps us fund the album, help us fund this channel, but you also get to listen to a bunch of new tracks and get exclusive invites to VIP events as part of the club. Super VIP invites. I forgot what I was going to say. My brain drifted. Yes, one more would be good, says Denise. All right, I lost the thread there, but just thank you so much. Join thevonersmusic.com. Join the Voners Club. It'd be awesome. I really, really appreciate your support. If you'd like to just donate instead, you can also donate to paypal.me/Marcelo Cervoni. Or if Patreon is your bag, you can also find me on patreon.com/Marcelo Cervoni. Thank you so much for the support. Big shout out to our mega Voners out there: Dimas Ferreira, Alan Montrave, Jenny Giss, Eduardo Carlos, Samantha Cervoni, Marcos Berges, Vera Barbalho, Marina Cervoni, Mário Cervoni, and Dani Mushagata. I really appreciate you guys being our top tier Voners. You are amazing. Once again, I will be live on Radio Vone from now on every Thursday at 9 p.m. That's radiovone.com. That's my dad's online radio station, which is broadcasting music 24 hours a day, and he named it after my band, The Vone, which is a huge honor for me. And so you can tune in at radiovone.com to listen to music all day, and I'll be live on Thursday at 9 p.m. I hope you guys who work late can now tune in, and I hope the people in the different time zones, I hope this accommodates people both in America, Latin America, Europe, and all the way down in New Zealand as well, like Jenny. So that's radiovone.com, people. See you on Thursday. And tune back into Vone Vlogs every Tuesday at 7:30. That's every Tuesday at 7:30 GMT. Thank you so much. Yes, Voners Club, says everybody in the chat. That's awesome. That's awesome. Great to have you guys here. All right, I think what I'm gonna play. I'm gonna take a little trip down memory lane, everybody. So we're gonna try an old Vone song, which is already available on Spotify. But that is maybe unheard now, maybe a bit neglected, you know, because there's so many new songs that have overtaken it. I'm just pulling up the lyrics because I don't trust myself to remember it. So this is a brand new, not brand new, what am I saying? This is an old Vone song, which you can also listen to for free on Spotify, Apple Music, or on thevonemusic.com. This is called Haunted by Your Kiss. No matter how much I plead, your kiss will always haunt me. Question what happens if I give in. Will I reveal a person of sin? A road growth of feelings pushing me against the wall. Between the floor and the ceiling, I find myself looking down at a tall fall. I wanna be free from feelings. I wanna find the meaning. I wanna learn and keep on living. Though it's hard to be free, because I'm haunted by the kiss you shouldn't have given me. Myself lost within, filled with shame, relying on music to express my pain. I'm looking for an answer, no one seems to know what to do with this cancer that is starting to show. A road growth of feelings pushing me against the wall. Between the floor and the ceiling, I find myself looking down at a tall fall. I wanna be free from feelings. I wanna find the meanings. I wanna learn and keep on living. Though it's hard to be free, because I'm haunted by the kiss you shouldn't have given me. Cause I'm so tired, but I can't sleep. I lie awake thinking about the time I need. Cause if I run, I'll run back to you. Where will you be? I'm haunted by the kiss you shouldn't have given me. Kiss, it's you I know I'll miss. I'm haunted by the kiss you shouldn't have given. Yet I'm running from this. You say life is a mess, still I feel like I know where my heart will belong. It's not with you after all. It's not with you after all. It's not with you after all. It's where I stand tall, though I stumble and fall. It's where my heart feels free from you and from me. It's letting go of the past. It's where I grow at last. No, an angel has saved me. Yes, an angel has saved me. For an angel shouldn't have given me. Thank you. That was Haunted by Your Kiss by a band called The Vone. I'm Marcelo, lead singer of The Vone. We're based here in London. You have been watching Vone Vlog 35 live every Tuesday at 7:30 GMT, so tune back in next week and join the community. Thank you so much to the fellow Voners and other members of the Vone community around the world who tuned in today. It's so great to have you guys here. Look at Danny all the way in Portugal. She's going, jump, 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 because she knows that when it gets to that part, before the final chorus in that song, whenever we play it live, we always go, jump, 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 and the audience like jumps off the ground for that final chorus. That's who wants to be free from feelings. I wanna be free. Awesome. Oh, vó Vera, te amo tanto. Você é minha fã número 1. Te amo muito, vó. Você mora no meu coração. Grandma's saying that she's my #1 fan. Bless her, love her. All right, everybody's listening. And Hugo in Ecuador said, the name of the song. Danny, thank you so much for telling him the name of the song. Really, really appreciate it. Esther, I have to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that you said, I love this song, because you only just discovered us like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't think you would have dug into our deep cuts yet. I think that's what they're called now. The Vone's debut EP is one of our deep cuts. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those songs that's in the back of our discography, and I don't think many people listen to it anymore, but clearly they do. I appreciate you enjoying it, and I appreciate Charmaine saying there's no such thing as a neglected Vone song. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Te amo muito, minha mãe querida. Beijo para a família toda. Muchas gracias por asistir otro Vone Vlog, por estar aquí de nuevo. Y voy agora a prometer que voy a escuchar las bandas que sugirieron, okay? Okay, so Hugo and Alejandro, I will listen to the bands you guys suggested. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm working on everybody's requests. I've added now The Man Who Sold the World and ENG to the list of songs to request. Yes, Denise, just call it the back catalog, but legends like yourself, Denise, definitely jump into the back catalog. So thank you. You absolutely rock. And yes, Esther, I appreciate that you have to thank Jenny for that. I too have to thank Jenny for introducing you to us. Thank you for being here. Beijo no seu coração a todos vocês. Lots of love. Big kiss to your hearts. I'll be signing off now. Just a reminder that you can contribute to this channel by joining the Voners Club at thevonemusic.com, or if subscription isn't your thing, you can also just send me a tip and a donation at paypal.me/Marcelo The Vone. I really appreciate your support. This channel is completely self-funded. Our album is completely self-funded, thanks to our patrons and fellow Voners and Vone around the world like yourselves. Be sure to tune in to radiovone.com, broadcasting live every day, 24 hours a day, and tune in this Thursday at 9 p.m. for my show called Midnight Brunch on radiovone.com, and tune in next Tuesday, 7:30 to Vone Vlog 36. It'll be the 36th week in a row that I've been doing this. And this Friday at 9 p.m., many things to remember, I know, guys, but this Friday, 9th of April, the Vone's releasing a new single, and we'll be doing a launch party at 9 p.m. on the same channel that you're watching right now. You're all invited to the launch party. If you'd like to get that link to the stream sent directly to your inbox, you can sign up at thevonemusic.com for free, or you can get a VIP ticket to that party and join the party with us and come to our after party where we're going to play some party games, have some beers together. You can do that for £1 by joining the Voners Club. So that's Marcelo, me, signing off. Rock on, stay safe, stay strong, take good care of each other, rock and roll. You let me ride and rave and roar, you celebrate the waves I make without trying to soothe and tame. You let the grit grow in my shell. You knew and know it was my special treasure. When you haven't asked for me, I've assumed that
I ran and rave and roar. I celebrate the waves you make without trying to soothe and tame. I let the grit grow in your shell. I knew and know it was your special treasure. When you haven't asked for me, I've assumed that time wasn't on your side. Not you aren't on mine.